Anyone who's been here a while knows I am much the advocate for Pierce Brown's Red Rising Saga because I feel like it is one of those series that gets better as it goes along. And it kind of depends on where you are, I think, with how just brutal and dark it does get over time. But I think it reads more like a fantasy rebellion story than it does kind of like it's the sci-fi armor that it wears. It does still feel very much like a fantasy story. Classic fantasy art, Lowborn infiltrating the oppressors and rising to great lengths. And the more you go into the story, the more you find about it. It feels more almost like overthrowing a king or an emperor or something that does, some kind of tyrant in space. I love the feudal politics that it has with kind of the hierarchy and the class structure, by dividing the classes by color and stuff. It makes you feel like, okay, I know exactly what each faction is because the way he lists this out. But war games, trial by combat, military school, so many things about this will feel very, very familiar to a fantasy, especially the first book. First book almost feels too fantasy before it really leans into the science fiction in book two. But with this it never really just feels like technology exists, but it never feels like this is so futuristic. You have to explain it. Like, there are mechanics in the story where, like you just explain like how the razor works. It's really fascinating. But to me, it doesn't feel any different than if he's explaining how Excalibur works,